Hello and welcome everyone to the Horsemen Hangout Holiday Christmas Edition. It is December the 16th, a Tuesday. It's a very special Christmas spectacular, as I coined it today. I am your host of the Horsemen Hangout, Mr. Justin. As always, we have our crew with us, Mr. Z and his Phillies Santa hat, splashing the floor. Mr. Rue TV with the Santa hat.
How's it
and
going,
also,
guys?
And also Mr. Lane, sir.
That's right. I am here, and I have my Denver Broncos stuff here, tree in the background. So I was ready for this show, guys. I was ready. And I'm ready to talk some football, too.
I'm ready for this show. I'm ready to talk football. I'm ready to talk Christmas. We have another guest coming on a little later in the show, but I just wanted to get a little Horseman jabber to start out the show. As you can see, Christmas is soon approaching as Mr. Lane takes his first swig of drink. I have a drink here, and it's a Frosty the Snowman mug. But
it's going to be a fun time. I've got a red monster right here. Red monster.
I have some H2O.
H2O.
We're not sleeping.
Let's get down to it. I want to ask the question we all wanted to know. That is, I'll start with Mr. Lane, sir. Now,
yes.
Mr. Lane, sir, if you come down the steps, December 25th, Christmas morning, what is the one thing little Mr. Lane in his pajamas and his bright eyes wants to see under the Christmas tree this year?
That's a good question there. Probably just I don't know, man. That's a tough.
All right, I'll go back to you, Mr. Z. What is this year's item that you want to see under the tree?
For me, just me personally, my.
Listen, it doesn't have to be an item. It could be a figurative thing. It can be 10 more wins from the Phillies.
For me, my thing that I want would be an iPhone 6. That's the top of my list this year, and I think that I've been a good boy, and I think I'm going to get one come Christmas Day.
He's been a good boy. Mr. Lane, do you think Mr. Z has been a good boy?
Absolutely. He's been awesome this year.
That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Lane.
Mr. Lane, buy or sell Mr. Z on the naughty list?
I sell him. Z's been a good man this year. He's been awesome, so I really can't compete.
Buy or sell Rue TV on the naughty list?
I would sell that too. I mean, I would sell that. You know, he's been awesome. He's been a good guy this year. I mean, he helped me this year move to my apartment earlier, a few months ago. So I will always be thankful for him and his contributions to that. So
True.
Having said all that, and as far as the question was concerned, now that it hits me, I would just say maybe it might be out of the blue. I would like to see hopefully I hope the Broncos win the Super Bowl this year. I don't know. It's going to be competitive. You have this guy right there, the excellent Peyton Manning. I know he struggled recently, but, Denver did make a clinch a playoff spot. So I look forward to the NFC talk, but, hey, the Broncos are in. And look at that. Look.
Is that John Elway right there?
No, Mr. Does that look like Elway to you? Does that look like Elway? No, that's not Elway. That's Manning.
Hey, I see.
As in Peyton Manning, not Eli Manning. Eli Manning, yes, he won 2 Super Bowls, but that's besides the point.
Listen, let's since we're on the football topic, I really didn't want to talk about
swig. Let's all take. Wait, before you start, I don't hate to interrupt. Let's all take a swig at the same. A nice big swig.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
All right, I'm ready for some football talk. That was.
All right, let's get in some football talk.
We lose.
It happened last week. I mean, Green. I don't know what else happened besides a few things. I was watching his first start, got shut out. So I mean, besides that, pretty uneventful around here. I have no really comments on any of that, right, Rue? Nothing really happened in football.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll go first on this because
All
I've
right.
been looking forward to this. I want to congratulate Mr. Z's Dallas Cowboys first off on winning on national television on Sunday. I congratulate Mr. Z straight up. Yeah, there you go. But I want to I know this is an old board. I had to post this to y'all right here. I did call that the Dallas Cowboys, not the Dallas Cowboys, they're the champions. The Seahawks are the champions. But oh yeah, the Cowboys did beat the Seahawks earlier this year, so they would have a little bit of an advantage from for a potential playoff spot. So as you can see right there, the Seahawks beat the Eagles 24-14. That's what it means. So I told y'all so, and I had to say that. Now, yes.
But before I get ransacked by Mr. Z, I just want to say that let's all remember that the Eagles beat the Cowboys, and then the Cowboys beat the Eagles in each other's home stadiums. So, Mr. Z, I'll turn it over to you to talk about how great the Cowboys are. So go ahead.
I'm not going to rub it in because I'm beneath that. But here's my 2 cents on it. When the schedule came out in April, or whenever it came out, every Eagle fan, every Eagle player, everybody in the Eagles organization circled one game, Thanksgiving Day. National TV, holiday, the world is watching, at Cowboy Stadium against your biggest rival. One-sided rivalry, mind you, because the Eagles are not the Cowboys' biggest rival. The Cowboys are the Eagles' biggest rival.
Well, the Redskins suck, so that's not much of a rivalry.
It doesn't matter. However, everyone circled that game. That game on Thanksgiving was the Eagles' Super Bowl because the Eagles will never win a Super Bowl. As long as the Eagles beat Dallas, that is, to Eagles fans, that is a successful season. They whooped Dallas on Thanksgiving because that was their Super Bowl. And like I told many of my friends who were Eagle fans who were gloating on Thanksgiving, I said, you guys are going to lose 2 straight games and miss the playoffs. Well, you got whooped by Seattle, and then you got whooped in your own house by my Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football with the world watching. The Cowboys are the better team. The Eagles have been overrated all year. They skated by the Colts. They skated by the Redskins. They skated by the Rams. They've been overrated all year, and they're finally put where they belong on the outside looking into the playoffs.
I have to add something. Now, during the game on what night was the game?
Monday night.
Yeah.
Monday.
Well, obviously Dallas got off to a great start, and I'm so thankful that Z is still my friend, and I'm so thankful that I'm still alive because what happened was around I don't know what quarter it was, but
It was
that was at about a
21-0.
21-0 lead, and almost to the second that I sent this text message, and the text message basically said something to the effect of this Dallas victory will be fantastic for Z or something like that. But the second I said Dallas is winning this, like almost to the minute, the Eagles staged a comeback, and I think I cursed them.
Unanswered.
They scored. It was 24-21, I think. And I'm thinking in my head, oh God, my fellow Horsemen, I've cursed his beloved Dallas Cowboys. He's going to kill me, murder me, with a pickaxe. But it was not to be. It was not to be.
The thought never crossed my mind, Mr. Ryan. First of all, I would never blame you.
Well, I thought for sure I cursed him after that.
Second of all, they've found ways to win all year, and they were the better team. Tony Romo obviously was the better quarterback. Des Bryant was the best player on the field that day.
I agree.
They whooped up on the Eagles. They got down, and the link was rocking, and all those people. I would say, Justin, you could probably agree with this. 75% of Eagles fans thought the game was over. Many Eagles fans on my Twitter feed were talking about watching the popular drama Homeland as opposed to watching the game. They had dismissed the game, thought it was over, and then once they stormed back and took a 24-21 lead, they all were as happy as can be again, but it was not to be because Des Bryant had a few things to say about that.
Well, let me just throw in there.
And I just want to say, Mr. Lane, he likes to get his digs in on my Cowboys, but you got to give credit where credit is due there, pal. They're a good team.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, man. You're absolutely right. I mean, I can't disagree with you because they won. They won on Sunday night. They did what they had to do. See, My thing of it is, was Tony Romo going to was my question was in my mind, was Tony Romo going to step up and play and show his A game basically, and he did, and he played great. But like I said, and I'm pretty sure you saw my videos and all that privately, I would honestly say, and I would concede the fact, Z, that I would say that DeMarco Murray right now is probably the most valuable player in the league. That's how I feel. That is how valuable he is to your Dallas Cowboys offense, straight up.
I don't think he's going to play on Sunday, which has me a little bit nervous about this Indianapolis Colts game. But speaking of Tony Romo, I don't feel like he gets enough credit. He has the second highest passer rating in the league this year. And Adam Schefter tweeted this yesterday that Tony Romo is the first player in NFL history with 4 straight road games of 3 passing touchdowns and no interceptions. Pretty impressive for a guy who gets nothing but abuse in the NFL.
Well, let me just jump in there.
I just want to say this, too. Mark Sanchez sucks, okay? He is terrible. And all the Eagle fans that thought he was going to lead them to the promised land after that schlep job that he did beating up on Houston and Tennessee, man, does it feel good that they're finally realizing how bad Mark Sanchez is.
I never saw Mark Sanchez as the savior. I don't think Nick Foles is the answer either.
I didn't say you said it, but many Eagles fans did. You listen to talk radio just like I do, and it was like a glorious party when they were beating up on the lower dregs of the NFL.
People that call into sports radio are often idiots, and sometimes
one thing too about sports talk radio.
Sometimes the hosts are too. Yeah.
Yesterday,
I just want to say that we all know that football a lot of times. Getting into the playoffs is who's the hottest at the end of the season, goes on streaks and wins the Super Bowl. Look at the Seahawks. Right now, that team's the Dallas Cowboys. But hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that my boy down in Indy, Andrew Luck, pulls out a win for us Eagles fans here. And if that happens, then Eagles can write their own destiny. And if they get hot and they get 2 wins, who knows what could happen in the playoffs? So it's not looking good, but. It's all about these last 2 weeks, and hopefully Andrew Luck pulls through and T.Y. Hilton then gets us in the playoffs.
Got to remember the 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers because they made the playoffs the very last week of the season, and then they went on to win their Super Bowl for like the first time in almost like 30 years almost.
Yeah.
So.
And also the Eagles made the playoffs on the very last day of the year last year. They beat my Cowboys and Kyle Orton, but they lost to the Saints last year. But I just want to say one thing about Sports Talk Radio before we move on. Around 7:45, I got in my car to listen to Angelo Cataldi, Philadelphia 94.1 WIP, to listen to the Eagle fans' misery yesterday because I take a lot of pride in listening to them cry and whine. There was a guy who called in. He was 53 years old. He was literally crying on the radio. It was the greatest thing I'd ever heard. He said he was in the bathroom sobbing because he didn't want to wake up his family. That he's a 53-year-old man, and when is he not going to be disappointed? When is things going to change? Because he just loves his Eagles so much. It was the greatest bit of radio I ever heard.
Aren't the Eagles still in first place though?
No, the Cowboys are.
No.
Okay.
But the Eagles could very well finish with an 11-5 record and miss the playoffs, which is
no one actually asked for my prediction, but my prediction is the Cowboys will lose to Indianapolis this week, and the Eagles will make the playoffs, but the Eagles will lose in the first round to the Detroit Lions.
All right. Well, we'll go back on this since it is broadcasting live on YouTube. We will have the recording here. By the way, I just wanted to introduce everyone here on the Horsemen Hangout to my co-host tonight. My co-host, her name is Elfie. Everybody say hi to Elfie.
Well, hello, Elfie.
Hi. Hello, Elfie. Oh, look at
Elfie comes from the North Pole. She came here a couple days ago. She asked me to be on the Hangout, so she'll be chiming in every once in a while. So, anybody have any questions for Elfie? Just go ahead and spring it on her.
I hope she's ready for Christmas.
What kind of cookies are they, Mr. Lane?
Ritz, Red Ritz. They're Ritz. No. Ooh. Elfie, I have a question. Elfie, are you single?
She's nodding yes. Yeah, she's nodding yes.
All right.
I mean, she's got some nice traits. She's got a nice smile. Anything else? I mean, she's got nice hair. You know.
Pinkish hue.
You want to look under her dress?
Yo, come on, man.
Mr. Lane, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being woof and 10 being diva, what would you rate Elfie?
Probably about a 6 or a 7.
Why would you say 6 or 7?
Hey, it brought charisma to the show. What else can we say?
All right. Well, she does have that smile.
All right, moving along. Thank you, Elfie, for your contributions to the show. You brought a lot of charisma. Bring it back here to the host as we look at my tree here. All right, lot to talk about still. I invited Mr. Page, but Stephen Page, he hasn't gotten here yet, so we continue to wait for him. I wanted to jump into wrestling here because finally we have something to talk about, as I see it, because there was nothing to talk about for the past month. But tables, ladders, and chairs happened during the Eagles game, Cowboys game, so I only caught the first match of it pretty much. I didn't get a chance to watch it on the network, but I will say I saw the results, and I'm excited for the Rumble because we all saw the match set up for the Royal Rumble. You know, the Royal Rumble alone's enough for people to watch, but Brock Lesnar and John Cena should be a nice little spectacle there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But I guess we could start talking about just the main guys, the TLC and the Royal Rumble, but I wanted to get into something else that I like on the network that me and Rue were talking about. So raise your hand if you watched TLC.
I didn't watch a minute of it.
Right there, look at that.
All right, Rue and Mr. Lane watched TLC. So since Rue's been kind of quiet and out of the football talk, I will shoot it to Rue on his thoughts for tables.
Well, you broke up right there, but I'll give you my TLC thoughts. I thought it was a good pay-per-view. You know, anytime they have a pay-per-view with the TLC gimmick, you know, be it chairs matches, tables matches, or ladder matches, you're guaranteed to have a good pay-per-view, especially with the young workers that the WWE has, such as Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, etc. I thought it was a very good pay-per-view. I think Dean Ambrose. Oh gosh, excuse me. Dean Ambrose definitely stole the show. Loved his spots off the ladder. A lot of elbow drops through tables. Dean Ambrose loved them. Bray Wyatt was fantastic also. Seth Rollins, in my mind, he is really, really growing on me. Again, I was not the biggest Seth Rollins fan when he first came in. I remember him back in ROH as Tyler Black, but something just wasn't clicking. But I think he's finally starting to get it character-wise. And Seth Rollins had a great, not only character-wise, but performance-wise at TLC. Awesome job. He reminds me a lot of Edge. But he's just fantastic. I thought it was a great pay-per-view. To sum it up, I think WWE needs more gimmick matches. A lot of people, a lot of smart fans are probably going to hate me for that because you know they hate gimmick matches. They want 60-minute Iron Man match. Well, an Iron Man match is a gimmick match. But I like matches with tables, ladders, chairs. It reminds me of the good old days. And yeah, so good pay-per-view.
Mr. Lane, what was the match of the pay-per-view in your opinion?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know. Well, Rue, I think, got it right on the head. I would say Wyatt against Ambrose or Rollins against Cena. You know, those were very good matches. I thought. You know, I thought that. And you almost forgot the last part of the pay-per-view there, Rue. It's tables, ladders, and stairs.
That's right. I did forget about that. Yeah. I will say though that I think Ryback had a match that was a snooze fest, aka Steroid Guy.
Steroid Guy. Yeah.
By the way, I don't think we covered this on the Hangout before, but
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Ryback. Okay.
We're getting there. Okay.
All right.
Sticking with the wrestling theme. But by the way, I don't want to go too much on the TLC, but who is the Royal Rumble winner as you see it right now, Mr. Z?
Roman Reigns, without a doubt, unless Daniel Bryan is a surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble, which I don't think he's healthy enough. Roman Reigns will win the Rumble. I don't like that because we're going to the Rumble. It's my first Royal Rumble, and I didn't want it to be predictable, but it's going to be Roman Reigns.
Rue, who wins?
I gotta say, smart money's on Reigns. Got to make Reigns look strong. But honestly, that's the obvious choice. But if I were to say a second choice, and I realize this gentleman, already has the Money in the Bank briefcase, but Seth Rollins is second in line for that PUSH.
Yeah.
So
they do, and WWE does like to surprise sometimes at the Royal Rumble, not go with the traditional. And I want to ask Mr. Lane, are the rumors true? Will you be the 33rd entrant in this year's Royal Rumble?
I wish I was, but no, I'm not. No way.
Mr. Lane, if you were a wrestler, what would your tights be? What would your ring attire be? What kind of tights would you wear?
I don't know, man. That's a good question. I would probably just wrestle in a t-shirt, maybe. You know what? You know what?
No pants or just a t-shirt?
For Philadelphia's sake, you know what? I'm glad you asked this question. You're saying Z says that the Rumble's going to be held in Philadelphia?
Yes.
I would put on an old school Flyers jersey. Give me the uniform of number 8. I think David Schultz, and I'll just fight everybody. I'll just fight everybody. Yeah, now that's what I call Philadelphia hockey and wrestling.
Hold on a second. I got something for you. I'll show you. This is a Christmas gift from my dad, but it ties everything in.
All right, yeah, I want to see what this is all about. What's he got there? What's he getting? What is this?
This is a bobblehead of one Dave the Hammer Schultz and Bob Kelly.
Okay, nice.
There it is.
75 Stanley Cup champs.
Now that is what I call Philadelphia Flyers hockey. They need to show. See, I wish they would show this to Lana and Rusev because, excuse my French, once upon a time, the Flyers kicked the snot out of the Russians. This was like years ago. They kicked Russia's ass. Excuse my language, but
hey, PG.
Hey, I know that, but a point of it is they kicked their butts, and then the Soviet Union walked off the ice. I wish they showed that footage to Lana and Rusev straight up on how Philadelphia kicked the snot out of Russia. Yes.
Gosh. All right. Moving on, we have a lot talked about still. Before we go to the Straight Edge Superstar, I just wanted to mention that I did get a chance to check out NXT Revolution on the network. I was impressed. I was very entertained, even though there wasn't a lot of storylines. The matches were great. I enjoyed watching Kevin Owens fight. I enjoyed the main event immensely, Sami Zayn versus Aaron Neville, I believe his name was. Sami Zayn's got a bright future. A lot of those guys are going to be stars, I think. I don't know about, but that's all based on what Vince thinks. So if anybody else wants to throw any thoughts out there on those guys, who's going to be the next world champion?
Mr. Just to cut you off, you said Aaron Neville. Aaron Neville is the singer, the African American singer. Adrian Neville.
Adrian Neville. So all right. So anyway, speaking of singers, we'll get to the Straight Edge Superstar, but it's 9:30, so I wanted to get to a little Christmas game, if you will. So I thought of a little thing we could do, a little fun thing here. It's going to test your trivia knowledge and your vocal skills. I know we have a few great tenors, singers here on the Horsemen Hangout for Horsemen. So I've compiled a few songs, a few Christmas songs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the song, my beautiful voice, and I'm going to call on the Horsemen to finish the lyrics. You will finish one line from the song. If you get the line correct, you will earn 1 point. If you get the lyric right and it's a beautiful note, if you really hold it and you really sell it, I will award you 1 more point. So 1 point for the line, 1 point if you make it sound good. And I know you all can make it sound good. Does everyone understand the rules?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So I'm going to start off here.
I'm ready.
All I'm going to do is I'm going to start the song, and then I'm going to call on somebody to finish it. So have it in your head of what I'm singing, okay? All right. jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride. Z.
In a one-horse open sleigh. Hey.
There you go. Z gets 1 point there. All right, I'll try to go around here quick. All right, let me get to my other numbers here. As Mr. Lane has added Google effects, I see.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Had to do that for Z there too. So.
All right. Here we go. Frosty the Snowman was a jolly, happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose. Roo.
And 2 eyes made out of coal.
Nice, Roo. I'll give you an extra point on that. You got to hold the note a little bit at the end. Hold it a little bit longer at the end. You might have got another one. I think Mr. Lane will teach you a little lesson about that, but we'll see here.
All right. I think Stephen Page can sing pretty good too.
Let me find a good one here for Mr. Lane here. All right, here we go. You know Dasher and Prancer. No, I'm sorry. I messed that up.
Hey, come on, the host messed up.
The lyrics is wrong here, but it's okay. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid.
And I was going to say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm terrible at this.
Well,
I think you should give him another one
because your voice is a great voice, but you got the lyric wrong. So I'll give you a point on that. It was and Donner and Blitzen.
I think Mr. Lane gets another one because that one was kind of messed up from the start.
All right, I'll give him another one. Okay. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen.
I have no idea. So this is my. I had to do that.
All right.
I gotta go. Mr. Lane. I'm gonna start it off here. Mr. Lane, you take it after I'm ready. Come, they told me, Pa.
I have no. I have no idea. I'm frozen with the Christmas songs, guys.
All right,
that was Little Drummer Boy. Little Drummer Boy.
All right, let's get it off of Mr. Lane. I'll go back here. I have one here. Here we go. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Z.
Make the Yuletide gay.
That's correct. Mr. Z gets another point. It's tied 2-2 with Mr. Roo TV here. Okay. Let's give Roo another one. All right, here we go. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see. Roo.
Every couple tries to stop.
That's right. Roo TV gets an extra point. Roo is leading. I will. This is the last one. Roo's won, but I'm going to give Mr. Lane one more shot at redemption here. So here we go. Actually, if you want to get a point, if you want to sing your own, I know it's tough for you to remember some of these tunes, but if you want to get a couple points, I'll let you sing your own if you want.
Oh boy, let me think of one. Boy. All right. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he had a very shiny nose. Rudolph, I forget some of these. That's the best I can do right there. So, I know it's terrible.
Yeah,
this is how. Yeah, well, this is how I feel about the Christmas songs right now. I'm just frozen with crickets.
Would you be happier doing Hanukkah songs? You know any Hanukkah songs?
All right, wait a minute. I think I know a song that Mr. Lane knows. Now, cut it with the Christmas, cut it with the Hanukkah, cut it with the holidays in general. Realize it is the Christmas special. Let's sing that brave song from 2008.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
By the way, I saw on Twitter today, the Atlanta Braves tweeted out a photo of a new rendering of the new ballpark, and the Atlanta Braves were losing in the rendering, and they had an error. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what the big deal of it was. You know, it's not even about the score of the model. I mean, yes, the Nationals won the division. Yes, the Nationals are overrated. Well, we can save that for another day. But as far as the, potential, Braves, let's just talk a little bit about SunTrust Park for a moment. Beyond that typo that they did, it's supposed to be a miniature city, basically, and it's going to be, a ballpark, shopping. It's going to be apartments, hotels. There's going to be more entertainment surrounded in that Cobb County ballpark.
Compared to considering they draw no fans.
You don't think so, Mr. Z, sir?
I hope they draw more in Cobb County, but I mean the fact is, look at their attendance; it's poor. I mean, I shouldn't talk because the Phillies' attendance has been bad, but
hey, I got a question for you guys.
Atlanta's a winning team, and their attendance has been terrible.
Drew, have you ever taken a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia?
Well, I've taken a trip to Cobb County, Georgia, and I did respect the law and order, but I did not serve hard time. So.
All right, just checking. R.I.P. Ray. What was his name?
Ray Traylor.
Traylor, that's right. Anyway, let's go next on my list. I have some things on here that I want to save, so let's talk a little bit about Cole Hamels. Mr. Z, Jimmy Rollins, the face of the Phillies franchise, has been traded. Sad day for me, one of my favorites. No, my favorite, I'll just say, my favorite Philly of this era, probably all time, because, he was 93 Phils I loved, but I think Jimmy was more my era, so he's gone. Is Cole Hamels next out the door, and what's it going to take for you to be happy? Because I know it's very hard to satisfy Mr. Z. As it should be, because Ruben has not proven that he deserves trust on any of these deals. But what's it going to take for Ruben Amaro? What does he have to do for you to say, hey, it's fine?
That's a good question. Take it in two parts. Cole Hamels, yes, he gets traded, but not in the offseason. I don't think the Red Sox will make a play for him, nor do I think the Dodgers will make a play for him as they shore up both of their rotations. I do think he will get traded by the trade deadline this year. Some team is going to either have an injury, some team's going to need an ace to put them over the hump to make a World Series run, and then they'll trade for Cole Hamels. But the second part of that question, what will it take for me to be happy with the general manager? To be honest, what it will take for me is for the front office to fire him, and quite frankly, fire a lot of people in the front office. You look at his tenure as a general manager of the Phillies, aside from a couple trades that he's pulled off, most notably the Cliff Lee trade in 2009, the Roy Halladay trade in the winter of 2009, there hasn't really been many good moves that he's never had a good free agent signing aside from Marlon Byrd last year. Raul Ibanez was good for about half a season before he really fizzled out. I just have no faith in Ruben Amaro. He traded an ace before, and all that resulted in was a free hot dog coupon. So I don't want him in charge making moves because the Hamels deal, let's face it, the Phillies are going to, in my opinion, the Phillies will be the worst team in baseball next year, and they will lose close to 100 games, if not over 100 games. But if you're going to trade Cole Hamels, that's a huge centerpiece to your rebuilding project, and you have to hit on that trade. You can't miss.
Yes.
I really don't know.
I agree.
What do you think?
So, will that send it back to me? What did you say?
I like outside perspective. Mr. Lane's thoughts. What does he think?
All right, give me 1 second here.
Why don't you wash that down with a warm glass of milk? You like
Well,
milk?
I did have chocolate milk, by the way, but I drank that up already. But All right. Well, to Cole Hamels, as far as I'm concerned, it'll be interesting to see if he does get traded, because I personally think if he does get traded, they should get top prospects for him. That's really what the Phillies should get if they really want to trade Cole Hamels. If there's some teams out there that I think that could get Cole Hamels, I'll just throw some teams out there, maybe potentially. Maybe Boston, maybe. I don't know about Boston. Maybe the Detroit Tigers is a possibility. I mean, I know they have Verlander, but Max Scherzer's still a free agent. Where's he going to sign? Because he was really a legit number 2. Now, what else? What other teams? I was going to say either the Dodgers or Padres, because the Padres have made some bold moves themselves. They just signed Matt Kemp recently.
They're also close to making a trade to acquire Will Myers from the Tampa Bay Rays.
All that, yeah. Tampa Bay's kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm. Well,
look at the White Sox and the Padres this offseason. White Sox and the Padres making moves. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to, real quick, Mr. Lane, and I just want a one-word answer. Do you want these players to stay or go? Okay? Justin Upton, stay or go?
I would like to say
One word.
stay.
All right, B.J. Upton.
Go.
Freddie Freeman.
Stay.
Johnny Venters.
Go.
Craig Kimbrell.
Stay.
Fred McGriff.
Red McGriff.
Stay.
Ron Gant.
Stay.
All right, I'm out of. All right. Okay.
All right,
was
before we move on, sorry, I just want Mr. Lane's take on the Ruben Amaro situation.
Oh, my angle on Ruben Amaro. I just don't know what the Phillies are thinking right now. I don't know what Ruben Amaro's thinking. You know, a lot of fans are asking for him to get fired. I mean, you know, it's very hard to fill a legend, a guy that's been a successful general manager in Mr. Pat Gillick. I mean, the man has won just about anywhere he went. Having said that, I just think that, you know, they probably will have to, you know, redo the front office. I mean, the Braves already fired Frank Wren, you know, prior to last season being over too. We already pulled the trigger on him. I don't know what's holding up the Phillies, if they still have faith in Ruben Amaro. Does he have a long-term plan, you know, to build the Philadelphia Phillies from the ground up? You know, that's another thing. The Braves have a weak farm system as it is,
Right.
and I'll admit that. So
It seems like the Phillies front office still has confidence.
oh wow,
Yes. This is a surprise entrant.
oh my gosh, Mr. Chicago himself, Mr. Sturgeon.
What is going on?
Oh wait, what's up? Santa Sturgeon, Santa Claus Sturgeon. What's up?
It's a Christmas miracle.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Is that a Santa hat?
No, it's one of my brother's hats. I don't know what the hell it is.
It looks like a Chicago hat.
Hey, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas from all the Horsemen here. We miss you, and we're jealous of the off season that the Chicago White Sox are having right now. What are your thoughts on
God,
that?
man. Chicago baseball is going nuts. You got Lester, you got Zamarja, Robertson, Melky.
Yeah.
It's taking some of the sting off the Bears, man, because they're a mess.
I love reading your angry Facebook messages about Jay Cutler and Mark Trestman. I just love it. It's great.
I finally reached a breaking point. I didn't even watch much of the game last night. They're just they're embarrassing, and I can't wait to see everybody get fired December 29th.
Were you watching TLC over the Bears game?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I'm
Sunday
sorry. That was Monday. I'm getting them confused. Anyway, Eagles were on Sunday night. Never mind.
The Cowboys are on Sunday night.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining us, Mr. Sturge. The entertainment blender, might I add. Let's roll on here as we have the fifth horseman here. CM Punk. I know we kept pushing this off. We haven't spoke about it yet, but he announced his intentions to join the UFC for a multi-fight. Also, in addition to that, the whole thing came out with the Colt Cabana podcast, of him kind of talking about his time in the WWE and different workers and what actually happened. So thoughts on, I guess the UFC thing and CM Punk's life in general, where it stands now. And Rue, I know you have a lot, you're very opinionated on this, so what are your thoughts on the whole CM Punk stuff?
Well, he obviously, Punk had a lot to get off. Had that built up for a year. I mean, he waited and waited and waited and finally had the chance to expel it, if you will. Very thankful that he got it out on Colt Cabana's podcast, Art of Wrestling, because he could have made a lot of money selling it to one of the the shoot interview people, or our video or something. But love the interview. Very passionate. A lot of F-bombs. A lot of passion there. I stand by CM Punk. I trust. I think he's. I mean, obviously we don't know him personally, but I can tell he's being honest 100%. I don't think he's the kind of person to sugarcoat things or fabricate things. So, I think he echoes the sentiments of a lot of workers backstage, and it's almost ironic he really is, to this day, still the voice of the voiceless, because those guys can't speak up, because if they do, they're going to be, doghoused or fired. But he spoke up, and I think a lot of people echo those sentiments. So CM Punk, props for saying what needed to be said.
And regarding to the UFC stuff, I'll just say best of luck to him. He chose that to be, as Ruth told me before, that's his new career. He's dedicating himself to it. So, and why shouldn't he have a shot? Dana White recognizes the chance to get more pay-per-view buys, absolutely. And CM Punk has a new passion. I mean, he's always been passionate about it. So why wouldn't he want to?
I will add one thing, Justin. And not a lot of people brought this up. And I'm 100% pro CM Punk. But I want to explain something to Mr. Punk if you're listening. WWE is supposedly about the ratings, okay? But when I remember when CM Punk had his run, unfortunately, and again, I would still push him because he's awesome and I love him and he's over with me. He was overselling T-shirt, outselling John Cena. But I remember his quarter hours on Raw were very, very low. Okay, so he really wasn't, even though he was selling T-shirts, his TV ratings were kind of low. Now, is that justification to bury him? I don't think they buried him, but they kind of, didn't really put full stock in him how they really should. But that aspect kind of gets overlooked. He really wasn't that strong of a TV ratings draw. If I was booking, I'd probably still push him, but that's just in Hunter and Triple H's defense, even though I'm not in their corner by a long shot. So just wanted to add that.
I hear you. Yeah, and if anybody else wants to throw in their 2 cents about CM Punk, speak now or forever hold your peace.
We're all huge CM Punk fans. I support CM Punk for going on Cabana's podcast and like Bruce said, saying what needed to be said. Really puts an interesting light on the backstage happenings in WWE. We hear a lot from the dirt sheets, but to hear it from the horse's mouth, and really CM Punk has no reason to lie about any of that stuff. He's not the type to do anything like that or over exaggerate. He's going to give you the truth. But people, I have fans of UFC who don't even know who CM Punk is. Were giving me shit because, were giving me stuff because they're like, who's this wrestler going to come in and he's going to get his butt whipped? And you know what? It could happen, but just with CM Punk's character and his work ethic, he's going to be invested in training, and who knows, he might go out there and get knocked out within a couple of seconds in his first fight, but the dude's going to bust his ass training, and I thoroughly support him, and I hope he succeeds. And you know what? There's 4 people right here who, we used to get together sometimes, me and Justin and Ryan would get together at a bar to watch Brock Lesnar fight UFC, but I can definitely say that we'll probably be getting Punk in a UFC pay-per-view, and I haven't watched one since Brock Lesnar's last fight. So there's 4 people here who are going to watch UFC now that didn't before. So
I can't wait for that. I mean, I used to get butterflies when Brock would fight. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when Punk fights for the first time. I'm giddy for that moment, and I'm sure it's going to come in 2015.
Yep, guaranteed to do that. So, all right, moving on.
Where'd John go?
John, I guess, got booted. I invited him back, and he got booted again. So
I was gonna say when John came on that we were breaking the internet tonight, but it looks like we broke Sturgeon.
Yeah, I don't know if that was his. I before he came on, I said it's a Christmas theme, so wear a Christmas hat. So
I wanted his thoughts on CM Punk because he's real in tune with the wrestling world and gets a nice perspective on it from a Chicago guy.
I'll try to get him one more time. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's see. You might have. All right.
I think you should invite.
Real quick, around the horn. Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announcements today. One of our favorites of me, Z, and Ruse. Mr. Lane also loves this band. Also, Green Day. Mr. Lane, your thoughts on Green Day?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. They're a very solid band, so. Well earned, well deserved by Green Day.
If you want to talk, they were like really popular during your prime. I mean, I believe Dookie. I'll try to get him one more time. The Phillies were in the World Series, 93, 94. So, if you remember that, Mr. Sturgeon, what's up?
Yo,
Real quick.
Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. We just wanted to get your thoughts on the CM Punk situation. Today, happy he's in UFC, or you wish he's back in WWE, or what's your thoughts? And also, Green Day, Mr. Lane, your thoughts on Green Day?
CM Punk?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I actually had your thing streaming. Sorry, I could put up.
Yeah.
Turn your radio down.
Yeah. As for Punk, I think he made the right decision. He's never been a bigger star than he is right now, and it's going to come down to that first fight. Is he going to win or not? But, I mean, even win or lose, he's still probably a bigger star, And, he can always come back.
Did you listen to the podcast, the Cabana podcast?
Oh, yeah. Great stuff. Both of them were great. He's so real, which is, a lot of these guys just don't have that quality, and he comes off as, so genuine. And, if he makes it work in UFC, it sets up a future WWE return down the line potentially, So.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad we have you here because I know we're just going to skim by this, but you are the entertainment blender, so I'll say I thought about it the other day. If one movie, it's your prediction for best picture for the Oscars. What's it going to be?
I would probably say it's going to be Selma, the Martin Luther King thing.
No, I haven't even heard about that one. I thought you were going to go Boyhood or maybe the one Angelina Jolie movie, but
Unbroken. Yeah, Boyhood's phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I loved Interstellar and Birdman.
John, does Steve Carell have a shot at the Golden Globe or the Oscar for his performance in Foxcatcher?
I think he does. I haven't seen it yet. It's not, for some reason, it's not showing around here yet. Have you guys gotten to see that yet?
No. Trailers.
I'm pumped to see it though. Him and Channing Tatum. I heard it's awesome.
Yeah, I heard it's very good, and I heard he has a legit chance to win an award for it, which I'm fully supportive because he got jobbed never winning an Emmy for Michael Scott. So you know what? Now he'll go win an Oscar.
Is Foxcatcher the one about amateur wrestling?
Yes, John DuPont.
The coach was actually Kurt Angle's. They're.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kurt Angle was trained. It was within. I don't know the specifics, but I was listening to a shoot interview with Kurt Angle, and he brought up Foxcatcher and how he was part of that deal. So
he was in Delaware, and DuPont, he coached the Schwartz brothers, I think.
That's right. Yeah, Dave Schwartz or Schultz.
Schultz.
Dave Schultz.
Funny, Sturgeon's here. The Villanova, not that you guys care, but the Villanova Pavilion where they play now used to be called the John DuPont Pavilion. He donated money, and that was the guy. And then once he killed the guy, they removed his name from not just the pavilion. So it used to be the John DuPont Pavilion. But anyway, moving on, we were just talking about Green Day getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. Mr. Lane's favorite band, Root TV. Your favorite band? One of your favorites?
Yeah, most definitely. And it's that was the band that got me into music, not just punk rock, but music in general. 1994, first time I saw Basket Case on MTV, I was hooked. And just it's good to see them getting their just due because they take a lot of crap, even though they're largely, awesomely successful around the globe. They do still take a lot of criticism unjustly by a lot of elitist, know-it-all, snobby pieces of crap. And it's good to that. It's good to them finally getting their just due in the Hall of Fame. And I can't wait to find out what 3 songs they're going to pick because, as tradition, the main inducted band gets to pick 3 songs to play live. So I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I think they'll go with like probably 2 older ones and one new one maybe.
Yeah, Billy Joe said he wants to do one from Kerplunk just to have a full circle type thing, a really old school. I mean, Kerplunk was obviously their last album before they went Dookie blew up. So
that's a good question, but I'll go to Z after this. But I'll say they'll probably do. I'll say Basket Case, and then if you want to go Kerplunk, I mean, I don't know. I'm more in tune with Insomniac, but I know something like
Christy Road's a good song.
Christy Road, and then I think of the new stuff, they'll probably go something off American Idiot, which I'm guessing will be either American Idiot or Wake Me Up on September. There could be I think probably go American Idiot.
I would say if they can pick 3 songs and there's no like the specifics are 3 songs, that heck with it and go Jesus of Suburbia and go 9 minutes.
That would be my pick.
Yeah, I love that song, but I don't know if that'll work with the Hall of Fame people. They probably want 3 songs, not just one. But
what about Time of Your Life?
That's true. You know what? That's a good call. They will definitely play that because that's like kind of a career encapsulating thing. Yeah, I forgot about that one. They have so many hits though. It's hard to believe they've been around for 25 years, but they had. Anyway, but besides them, I think it was like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I don't even know who else is getting inducted.
Lou Reed.
Stevie
Ray Vaughan and Green Day were the 3 main people. But I just want to piggyback on what Rue said. A lot of elitist know-it-alls and Green Day taking a lot of shit. That is the absolute truth. There was one of my friends today. I got in a big Facebook debate with him because his Facebook status was Green Day is going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, ... Just let that sink in. And he was being sarcastic, saying that it's not 1998 anymore. I don't know why Green Day takes a lot of flack from music people. They've put out great music for a long time, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is awesome, but it's not some prestigious thing like winning a Nobel Prize. Like they're open to any type of music and any type of people that have had successful careers. It's not like they're letting Creed in, So I don't know what his problem was, but I was in a pretty heated debate today on Facebook.
No, I totally agree with that. I don't know, maybe it's the stigma of punk rock, and a lot of people think it's kiddie music, but I think you know how I feel about that. But it's bullcrap. But just a side note, honorable mention: Lou Reed, Joan Jett is going in, and also Ringo Starr is going in that night. So
Ringo Starr is going in for it's a musical excellence award. He's not actually getting inducted as a solo artist. It's like a tribute,
type thing.
The solo stuff isn't that good.
Yeah. What I really hate, let me just throw this in here while we're talking about it. I hate when somebody says Green Day or any band, oh, they're not relevant anymore. They're not what does that even mean? You're not relevant. Does that mean like what? You're not in the top 40? I don't even freaking know what that means. You're not. Green Day hasn't been relevant since 1996. Like really, you're not. When have you been relevant, Mr. Yambag? Seriously. I just hate when people say that. Relevant. Yeah. I wish we could get rid of that word.
Yeah, music is
subjective.
Yes, right. That's the word, subjective. So anyway, congratulations to Green Day, and hope best wishes to Jason Freeze, I believe. They're the keyboardist, the guy that helps him. I think got diagnosed with some sort of cancer. I thought I read
tonsil cancer.
Tonsil cancer, yeah. But yeah, best wishes, speedy recovery to him so he can get back on tour. And I know he like is like the 4th musician, so he's a big part of the band. All right, so it's 10 o'clock right now, rounding out. We pretty much. Oh, we're gonna do a Christmas promo mania. Are you guys planning on? I don't really have anything, but I know. Anybody want to do a Christmas promo mania?
I got nothing.
Rue?
I'll always take on Mr. Lane in promo mania. I think we should do Mr. Lane as Santa Lane, taking on me as whoever Mr. Lane chooses.
All right. Do you accept the challenge, Santa Lane?
Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh, Santa Lane. I am Mr. Santa Lane. Merry Christmas, everybody. And to all of you, and unto all, a good night.
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Santa Lane. You sit there with your bowl full of jelly shaking up and down. But you know what you're going to be doing? You're going to be going up and down when, wham, I'll give you a stone cold stunner. Christmas 1991, I asked for a Richard Simmons deal-a-meal. And what did you give me, son?
Did you get?
What did you give me? The hell am I going to do?
Did you get the Suzanne Summer Steinmaster? Suzanne Summer Steinmaster.
I don't understand a word coming out of your mouth, you sassing me, boy.
Yes, Suzanne Summers, the Steinmaster. You said you wanted Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons went into the oldies. Whoa. And what else did you want for Christmas there, boy?
I wanted you to shut the hell up.
Woo!
All right. I think
all 360.
I think he's tapping out.
Proceed with the show. Proceed.
All right.
That's it. I'm tapping out.
I think that's safe to say that Mr. Lane, Santa Lane, although that was a great Stone Cold, I think Mr. Lane wins the Promo Mania tonight. So good job, Mr. Lane, taking home the Christmas prize. Yes. We need that sound effect. We need to get that on the show.
Wait a minute, Mr. Lane. I have a question for you. You're gloating. You're gloating. I'm going to stay on topic. How old were you when you stopped believing in Santa Claus? Well, I mean, not stopped believing, but found out that it was our parents.
Well, there might be.
That's a good question, though. I would say probably maybe 12. Maybe I'm going to say that's probably how old I might have been.
All right, fair enough. All right, moving on here. It's 10:03 here, so time to wrap things up. I guess we'll go on to final thoughts here. If anybody has anything else, I'll start with the final thoughts. One thing I just wanted to say. First off, I just wanted to thank all 4 horsemen here, 3 other horsemen, and Mr. Sturgeon for coming on. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, I'll definitely see you in the next couple of years. But, year and a half, so we'll see. But anyway, wanted to just say, everybody remember the reason for the season. Everybody gets caught up in Christmas with all the gifts and all the toys, but let's all remember the real reason for the season. The end of December, it's the time of the year that the Cowboys and Tony Romo choke on the big one like they're going to do in Indy, and they're going to collapse like they always do. So that's what the season of Christmas is all about, and I can't wait for it. Mr. Z.
Last time I checked, they have won the first 2 December games, so that's a little irrelevant. Still sour grapes. But I'll as the John Cena T-shirt once said, I'll rise above hate. And really just for everybody, for all you guys, and for anyone that's crazy enough to be watching, I hope you enjoy whatever holiday you celebrate on this late December, whether it be Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, all the other crazy weird holidays that are out there. Have a happy and healthy, and glad to see John. And I will probably talk to you guys in the new year, 2015, onward and upward.
All right, Root TV.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, joyous Kwanzaa, all 3. Let's all join and coexist and have one big Christmas Kwanzaa. But I also want to say I uploaded just before, actually, yeah, before we went on the air, some a new video to my YouTube channel, Smiley Gibbons or Miss Gibbons, sung some Christmas carols. Mr. Lane, you remember Miss Gibbons, right?
Yes, I do. I do remember Smiley Gibbons there, Root TV. I remember that character. Yes.
Well,
Yes, I do.
check out that.
Well,
Check out that. Okay, check out that video. It's up right now on my YouTube channel. So cheers, guys. Merry Christmas. See you all real soon.
Mr. Lane, your final thoughts?
Omaha, hut, Omaha, Omaha. Well. Anyway, forget about that for a second. That's just my Peyton Manning decoration there. But I like to wish happy and healthy 2015 to my Horsemen viewers around here, the Horsemen themselves. Whoever's watching this video, happy, healthy 2015. Happy and enjoy your Christmas. I have to work Christmas Day, so I look forward to that. So I'll earn it, and New Year's Day too. So it's okay. It's all good. So
Yeah.
I can watch. I could still watch hopefully the Broncos maybe go to the Super Bowl. I don't know yet, but it's gonna be a tough AFC. Omaha, Omaha. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you. And Mr. Sturgeon, thanks for joining us. If you have any final thoughts.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, guys. I know you guys are going to be going to the Rumble January 25th. My one plea to the WWE would be anybody but Reigns. As we saw at that NXT special last week, the future is bright, and man, I just hope they don't push Reigns too hard, too fast. I don't think he's ready.
Yeah, definitely. We were just talking about that before you got on, about how great that Revolution was, and Sami Zayn and all the Kevin Owens, all those guys, gonna be great. So
Yeah.
anyway, from all of us here at the Horseman Hangout, for me, for Elfie, wishing you all a happy and healthy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We may have a show in between here. We'll have to see. So stay tuned. We'll update the Twitter feed. So for Horsemen Forever, and I'll catch you guys in a bit in the new year. Right on. Take care. Woo! Woo!
All right. Well, I guess it's just me and you, Mr. Lane. So, if I don't talk to you before, enjoy your holiday, buddy.
All right, bro. Well, it was nice seeing you. See you later.
See ya.
You guys there?